Hi and welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to be spending some time with you today to talk to you about the art of Yoni steaming, otherwise known as vaginal steaming. There's a lot of information out on the internet with herbal remedies and how to steam. And I'm hoping that in this very short tutorial, I get to explain to you what to expect in a consult and also the elements that are needed for a healthy steam, as well as how to track your cycle. Now, vaginal steam baths can help energize and nourish our wombs in these modern times. As women, on average, we bleed for about 35 years, 12 times a year. And that's a long time to be committed to bleeding and allowing our hormone function to take us through the reproductive years. And it's an absolute fallacy that we need to suffer pain, we need to experience excessive clots and try to adapt our life month in and month out to support painful and irregular and imbalanced bleeds. So first things first, I'm going to talk to you about what a standard healthy cycle is from a medical perspective. Now, our cycle, which also includes our bleed time, can help track what is happening internally in our bodies. And so when we know what a healthy standard cycle is and what to look out for, we're also then able to know what is imbalanced and not quite right. And there is something that you can do about it. So firstly, a standard cycle is around 4 or 5 days, experienced every 28 to 30 days in a cycle, starts with rich red blood, continues and ends in rich red blood with little to no pain and little to no clots. If you are going to be experiencing clots, they're about 1 centimetre maximum. Anything more than that and more prominent, you've got to seek some healthcare professionals' advice. Now, if that is you, that is awesome. It means that your uterine health and your hormonal health is working in synergy. If that is not you, you're one of the many that may experience pain, clotting, periods that are lasting well over 30 days, irregular periods, delayed fertility, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, infections, the list goes on and on, including short periods, which is depicted as less than a 27-day cycle. Steaming with the right vaginal herb blend with the right duration can actually help bring that healthy period back into your life. And it's marked with vibrancy, it's marked with vitality, it's marked with a sense of lushness is what I can experience and what I've experienced through the clients that I work with. Now, Yoni steaming has been around for centuries. It's actually practiced in many cultures around the world today, including Native America, Africa, Indonesia, Korea, just to name a few. So we're bringing this practice into our modern day world, crafted with modern day herbs. Now, the benefits of Yoni steaming is you can regulate your menstrual cycle, so you can minimize painful periods and menstrual bleeds. You can bring a long cycle back, and you can also lengthen a cycle to be around that 28 to 30 days. You can help eliminate symptoms like fibroids and cysts, and you can actually help with delayed fertility. And it's very prominent in postpartum, which means post-baby in that 6-week period, which actually helps with lactation as well. Feels good. There's many, many benefits. When you have a consult with me, I take a detailed medical history. We talk about lifestyle factors. We talk about your sexual health as well as a measure, your libido, and we track the quality, the quantity of your blood and your cycle. All this gives me lots of information to give you lifestyle fact changes as well as a protocol that helps you steam over a period of time and what to look out for. When we are working with a steaming protocol, there's 4 main factors that I consider, and that's when to steam in your cycle. Ordinarily, it's 3 days prior to a bleed and 3 days after a bleed, as long as there is no red blood. The duration of your steam is anywhere between 10 minutes and 30 minutes, and that gets determined by your cycle factors. The heat source that we use, whether it's steaming with no added steam or heat on the bottom of the base, or whether you can use something like a rice cooker, and also whether you cloak. And cloaking is whether you cover yourself with a blanket for extra heat. There are some women that have an aversion to heat or have a sensitivity to heat, in which case I don't recommend cloaking, but it is still safe to steam. Did you know that there are periods of time where steaming is contraindicated, which means that safety is compromised? And there's 4 main ones that I'm going to talk to you. You may or may not know these, so please keep these in mind. If you've got a pen and paper handy, you can write them down, or you can refer to this video at any time point. 1, if you're pregnant, do not steam. That can actually affect implantation of your baby. Just like when we say that don't go into hot baths, don't go and having saunas. Steam is an aversion to being pregnant. 2, if you are trying to conceive, I recommend you don't steam unless you have a specialised consult with me where I can teach you how to steam very, very safely in the safe days, and you're not allowed to steam in those unsafe days. And you also use specific herbs to help with fertility and not ones that are going to promote more of blood flow. So it's really quite important. If you're trying to conceive, you need to have an adapted protocol. If you have a very high fever, don't steam. And if you're suffering certain infections, again, vaginal infections, ideally we don't want you to steam as well during those times. One question I get asked, and there is about IUDs. And there is a lot of conflicting information on the web around IUD and implantations for your contraceptive implantation. Let's talk about IUDs first of all. In my protocols, it is safe to steam with an IUD, but I would need to ask you the type of IUD you have, and then I would also give you a mild setup, which is no more than 10 minutes. If you steam more than 10 minutes with strong herbs, and if you don't know your herbs very well, it can dislodge an IUD. So reach out for help, please. My details are contact@helenz.com. I'll be able to guide you through. The other one is the implanon. Steaming can actually affect the efficacy of an implant and the contraception method that you're on. Again, I would rather have a one-on-one chat with you to let you know what you need to do in that certain situation. You get everything emailed to you, and I also supply you 1 month steaming herbs for free if you do have a consult that is through the website, or I have other packages that are available, including in-store consults. I currently have 5 different herbal blends that actually help with main ailments that we see in a woman's for a woman's uterine health. I'm not going to go through these all now. They are available on my website, or they are available in many stores. But what I will say is that when we do meet and chat, if one of these don't suit you, I go ahead and create a formula that does suit you, which is specific for you. I look forward to greeting you online or in person, one-on-one or in-store, where we can talk about your beautiful blueprint, which is your unique blueprint of your uterine health, and how we can achieve balanced cycles and hormonal health that will help in your vitality. It's an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you today. Reach out for help. As I said, contact at helenz.com is the best way to contact me, and we can connect and chat. More information on helenz.com. Thank you so very much.